everybody, it is Nuoance, and man, we are keeping up with VR Chat's tradition of breaking every New Year's Eve. It was an absolute struggle to get in here tonight, but we are here and we are ready to be able to give some New Year's resolutions for all of you to see what's coming up for the future of Nuoance and Converse. As many of you know, I have been taking a bit of a break. Break's not really the right word because it wasn't relaxing in the slightest, but 2022 was filled with me focusing on putting as much content as I could out there through TikTok, and that hasn't been getting me much in terms of joy or growth. So this year, I've got some changes to be made, and in the spirit of transparency, I want you all to join me in my new plans. Hello again, it's Nuoance, and as I said earlier, I'm not really happy with my content. I have this itch feeling like I could be doing more, but never feeling like I can do more. And I know TikTok is a big source of that. So this past week while I packed and built, I had a lot of time to think and reflect on what my goals are in terms of growth. So let's get started with the real reason most of you are here. What's going on with TikTok? I was posting 3 to 4 times a day on TikTok, and each video gets an average of like 1,000 views, which is just as much as I get on my other account with 7,000 followers. I spent the last half of the year struggling and obsessing over trying to find my way around the app, and I realized I just don't care anymore. I'm tired of putting 100% on these videos that don't even get an audience because some mystery algorithm wants me to pay it to do better. So in terms of my TikTok, it will return to its previous state where I'll be using trends, small gags, etc. Just simple stuff. My daily Pokemon series, my weekly series, those will both be on the YouTube Sword exclusives for now. Roxanne content, though, will be a mixed bag where I'll probably post it on multiple series because I know there's a lot of people who follow me for specifically that content. I will be testing what works best over the year, but starting now, YouTube Shorts is my main spot for short-form videos. The only reason I didn't have that before was because it would take space from my long-form, but that's not a problem anymore thanks to the separation of shorts and non-shorts. So please, if you're watching this from TikTok, jump over to my YouTube and give it a sub. It'll be hard work growing again, but I'd much rather use the platform I originally wanted to grow on anyways versus the one that bans me from mentioning other social media spots. It's much more consistent with views, and I can actually support myself over there versus TikTok where I don't make anything. Relating to TikTok though is ValVR Esports, which is a company that I work for and post on their TikTok account. I try not to mention their name often in my YouTube videos because even though it's my literal dream job, I am a realist and I'm always at the brink of terror that I'm going to be fired for no reason. So I guess check out the pinned comment to see if I still have the job. However, with that job, I am required to post and talk about all things VR, which means I play a ton of VR games using my real skin. So while I will still be mainly focusing on VTuber content, there will be some real form content also sprinkled in to be used in the original videos posted on their page. If you're already following my Twitch account, you will see this occasionally, since most of the time I do stream these playthroughs because I hate playing alone, but I also hate playing with strangers. If you do want to see consistent TikTok shenanigans, please, once again, just follow me there as well, as the only way I can keep that job is by continuing to post and do well on that channel. So the only reason I have as much time as I do to make all this kind of content and do all that I want to do is because of this opportunity. It makes me be able to work at home. So if you want to support me but you can't afford it, I beg you, consider following that account and being active whenever a new video is posted. Since I'm moving twice in 2023, there have been people in my home for a while, and that means even less time to do the things I need. Wednesday will always be the VR Chat World Amusement with Maju and Insane, but the other days I probably have to be up in the air. Once I get my computer upgraded, I can return to streaming Pixelmon, and my server can be brought back to life because of that. Which is probably the biggest update in this video, my Discord server, which includes Pixelmon as I previously stated. Following the trend of pulling back from TikTok, I'll be putting more time into Converse, my Discord server to host events. The idea is to eventually get it to the point where the events are going on almost every day, and average between 20 to 40 people per event. Right now, we do average around 10 to 15, so we're pretty close to that goal already. But there are some key things I've been thinking about to produce more activity as well as more fun, so let's take our first sneak peek into what's coming up to Converse. I'm opening up signups for event photographers. This will be VR Chat only, and the details will be more available with the sign-up form if you're interested. Putting it simply though, a photographer has to be available for at least 2 events a month and produce at least roughly 15 nice photos each event to post within the event's photo tab. Just like Blueberry Rolls had in the past, you will be gaining access to the first tier of my Patreon as a thank you. If you're interested in signing up, all this information will be in my Converse Discord, link down below. However, considering that my co-hosts, aka the Blueberries, do a little bit more than photographers, I will be upgrading my co-host to my second tier of Patreon instead of the first one. You all have worked so hard for these past few months, and I greatly appreciate it, so I want to make sure that you get properly rewarded for your help. Following this, I am also trying to find some more blueberries, specifically for weekday events, but also some weekend ones as well. Inside my server will be a world promotion tab, which will be used to showcase and share worlds that you'd like other people to look at. Once a month, we will have an event where we'll take these worlds as a list and just go through them together. It's a great way to promote yourself if you're a world builder and trying to get people to peek their heads in, or if you have a friend who's, trying to get their foot in the door. Since we run a cross-compatible server, cross-compatible worlds will always take priority, but the last bit of the event will be strictly for PC VR worlds. When I first set up my Discord, I had removed the activity level up bot originally because I hated seeing it popped up because it would always be like, my dog died. Congratulations, you're level 4! But since I want the server to be more active as well as continue to grow, I've brought it back with an incentive. For starters, once you hit level 10, you are instantly able to watch my Patreon exclusive videos. For every 10 levels you go after that, you get 30 days of my full tier 1 Patreon perks. After you hit level 50, it'll be every 5 levels since it's, harder to level up at that point. Obviously, this isn't going to count if you spam, but hosting conversations, talking to each other, and being good people naturally will help you grow without needing to spend any real money on me while still supporting me. Once you hit level 20 or upwards, you just DM me and I start your 30 days of Patreon perks. This is pretty much the same thing as the wool clippers, which is a role that was already implemented. Pretty much just meaning if you take 10 or so good clips of my Twitch account, you get Patreon perk ones. Following that is also when you hit level 100, there will be a special role that is only available for those who make it this far. This role is currently private and will take quite a while for people to hit. I brought it up at the beginning, but talking about Pixelmon now, I did make a Pixelmon server a while back ago with high hopes that it would be active, but since I just kind of took the time to make it and then threw it out there and had to go deal with other stuff, people have lost interest. To combat that, I will be streaming more Pixelmon as soon as my computer gets upgraded, trying to have one of our events a month to be focused around Pixelmon. If you'd like to join, head into my server, sign up, and get started on your adventure. Beta tester is a role that's been out for a month now, but I'll actually be implementing soon with world work I've been doing. Since 2023, I have the goal of not only building my server, but also building my world repertoire. Anyone is able to sign up for this, regardless if you're a Quest, PC VR, or desktop. Just make sure you specify which roles or VR or lack of VR that you use so you aren't mistagged. For these tests, you just let me know when you're free, I'll throw you in the world, and Quest users, I'll just add you and drop the portal, and then you go through it, tell me what your experiences are, and that's pretty much it. Recording is optional, but much more preferred. This role does not come with any other perks, minus getting a sneak peek at what I'm building for the public though. One of the worlds I'm building this year is for Murder Mystery, which, speaking of, I do have some opportunities open for people to host Murder Mysteries once a month so I can focus on building more content for everyone to enjoy. While I don't want to open up hosting until our worlds are ready, I do want to keep a steady stream of games going, and I'm just getting too busy realistically to host multiple times a week. So signups are now open if you are interested. This will be a longer process than the Blueberry signups though, so be ready for that. Following that is my roleplay modes. While the first one did spectacularly, honestly, time and being restricted to PC VR means we don't get a lot of signups. So I'm hoping that we can start pushing for cross-compatible worlds to enjoy the experience even more. Connected to that, there are plans to build the lore of the roleplay events a bit more to give you a lot more to work with and things to interact with, including a world idea that may or may not come to fruition. It all depends on how busy I am with hosting stuff that dictates how much I can build. Finally, in terms of Converse, specifically VR chat related ones, if you aren't part of our Converse VRC group, you won't be able to join anymore. All of our events will now be done through the group option, so if you want to invite your friends to one, they have to be a part of the Converse group. You can either join it through our Discord, you can go through VR chat, look up our code, and I've also left the link down below in the description for ease of access. Just make sure you're logged into your account before joining. The only other bit to bring up before we go to the last announcement is my Patreon itself. As I said, there's a lot of different ways now to get into the first tier, from clipping my streams to being active in the server. However, the second and third tier will naturally have a lot more benefits versus the smallest branch. While this is a great idea on paper, and all these ideas require more work for me as a person, I'm hoping that with my new schedule, I'll be able to post more on my YouTube in terms of long-form content, which means more videos for Patreon as well. Right now, I feel like the benefits were lacking, but it's starting to shape up to be more beneficial for both sides. Last but certainly not least, one of the more important announcements that may not come true but is a hopeful ideal is the plans to work on VRC filmography. This month, Converse will be watching a plethora of different VR chat films, and following in my free time, I'm hoping to start setting up scripts to produce at least one short film this year to start out. I love storytelling, it's one of my passions, and I've done more videos specifically regarding Roxanne Wolf. I've learned more about the VRC camera and the VRC lens, so making something no matter how small would be a great goal for this year. I already have 2 separate ideas for Five Nights at Freddy's films inside VR chat, the first following a family who was hired by Fazbear to work on the Pizzaplex, and the second being more of a fun Danganronpa-styled murder mystery within the Pizzaplex, but both are on hold until I make at least 1 or 2 short films to fully understand the process better so that they're on their best foot. However, if those short films do well, then I have a ton of plans and scripts already ready for it. To put it in perspective, while I've only just started out on the script for one of the 2 FNAF film ideas, it also kind of has a sequel planned out if it does get made and does well. It'd be a dream to use VR as a visual creative media, and I do know a few people who are already doing this and learning filmography and making VR chat movies within the game. So hopefully 2023 will make a great push in that direction. All in all, this video was a bit longer than I expected to make it and full of its own little glitches and issues, but I'm sure I've forgotten some stuff, and this is just kind of a quick overview of changes I expect to have made for 2023. I know this year is going to be equally, if not more, as crazy as 2022, but it has been my dream to be a full-time content creator, and I can see that opportunity coming to me as long as I'm willing to put in the hard work and finally put my foot down about people getting in my space. These last few months have been hard, and I won't lie, I was emotionally traumatized a month or so ago due to some drama that made me pull away from my content as a whole. I've lost my gusto in wanting to host as much or be around my own community because of what happened, and I plan to try and break free from that mental barrier and just say screw it. Whatever happens, I'll take it one step at a time. I know who I am, and I won't let people try to tell me otherwise. And I thank you all so much for supporting me, both in the previous year and in this next one that's coming up. So, from myself and the people who help keep me, my content, and Converse alive, Happy New Year's, and welcome to 2023. This year, we are all going to thrive. And as usual, make sure to drink your water, eat your broccoli, and have a fantastic day. See you all in the next video. If VR chat doesn't break before then. A quick shout out to all of my REMs out there. Elise and Rackshaw, thank you so much for your continued support.